Yeah. So welcome back, my guys. This is Mr. Wino Valentine, an emerging bioscience student, of course, uh, specializing in fisheries and aquaculture. Today, we are going to tackle something on catfish propagation and catfish, as we no is a type of fish. That is the scientific name. But we also have the English name is usually mudfish. Yeah, and that is the type of we mostly call the mudfish. But African catfish is one of those species of fish that naturally they do breed just like any other living organism. Of course, reproduction is one of their key features. But African catfish, when you take it in captivity, rather outside its natural habitat, it may not breed or reproduce. And therefore, what happens is that we have developed ways, or rather technologies, in how to make catfish reproduce or rather breed. So what we do is called artificial propagation, and here what we do is that we first identify the males, mature males and females of the catfish. We call these ones brooders. Once we identify them, we first put them in a common pond, of course, for few days, usually 16, so that at least they can adapt to that particular environment. And then just a day before the actual breeding or propagation, we take the female catfish, inject it with an hormone that induces labor, or rather the ovulation process, an equivalent of estrogen hormone in human. We, of course, this is an artificial hormone that we inject the catfish with. We have so many artificial hormone, but then we prefer overprim hormone or overtide hormone. Those are the two hormones we use to inject. Of course, we have the measurements as outlined that we do take into control or into consideration before we can inject. But once we inject it, this hormone, just as we've said, induces labor or ovulation, induces the ovulation process, and therefore, during the actual propagation of the catfish, we do what is called stripping, and stripping is just pressing the belly of the catfish to remove the eggs. And we are able, we press it gently, and we are able to harvest the eggs in a tray. Then once we harvest the eggs in a tray, the female catfish is usually returned to the recovery pond so that at least it can continue with its survivals. For the male now, what happens is that now we sacrifice the male. What I mean by sacrifice is just we kill the male and then access the male gonads, that is the male reproductive organs, and we are able to access what is called milt. Milt is an equivalent of sperms in human. And once we access the milt, we are able to mix it together with the eggs. That is called fertilization, the harvested eggs. Once we harvest, we usually mix it to using saline solution and a feather or any thing soft. Saline solution is made from table salt, of course, of non-concentration. So we mix them. Then once we do that, we take what is called cacabans. Cacabans are materials obtained from the sacs. We introduce the cacabans, and that one is just necessary to capture the eggs. Once we do that, we take them to the incubators where the optimal conditions, of course, like temperature, pH, salinity of that particular water, among other things, are taken into control, and they are able to hatch for after 2 to 3 days, and we are able to harvest the fries. So that's basically how we do the artificial propagation or artificial breeding of African catfish. And maybe just to mention is that conditions are there are so many factors that has to be taken into keen considerations, because once they are messed up with, you will never obtain a good quality or quantity of fries after the hatching of your eggs. One of these is the water quality parameters, like the temperature of that particular water should be very very optimal for the hatching of your eggs, because the temperature may affect, or at times may end up killing the eggs, of course, before they hatch. And even if they hatch, the fry obtained may be kind of deformed. Yeah, so the temperature should be kept at 28 degrees Celsius. That is the optimal for their hatching. And again, while doing a pressing or stripping the female catfish, you must at all times ensure that you don't interfere with the eggs. It should be very gentle, in a way that you don't interfere with any egg. But then, once the process are done before incubating, at least ensure that you sieve out the destroyed eggs, or rather the dead eggs. They are usually white, of course. So you sieve them out before you can incubate, because in any case, and then you, as at all time, you should be checking on your incubators to ensure that the dead eggs are removed immediately they are noticed, because so when you remove them, as they degrade or rather decompose, they'll be leaving a lot of microbes, and of course taking a lot of oxygen that could be essential for the hatching of the remaining ones. And maybe basically that is how we do the artificial propagation, and much we might get in other areas. So I just thank you all for watching this video. More shall be coming on the related feeds, of course, in fisheries and aquaculture, and I encourage all of us to be keep on watch. That anytime we come up against these things, we are always getting the first and information. I now invite us, you just like, share, comment, of course, subscribe to this particular channel. I said my name is Owino Valentine, and I'm an emerging bioscientist. I just mentioned specializing in fisheries and aquaculture, and I thank you all. Yeah, my contacts are always there. They will be displayed in the channel. Anytime you think you should be, or you wish to access any information or any inquiries, uh, always feel welcomed. And I'm very happy for you all. Thank you, and God bless us all. Yeah.